Good evening, Fight fans, and welcome to another episode of Eternal Playback. My name is Tanera Nathan, once again joined by my co-host Blake Richardson. We've just wrapped Eternal 68 here at the HBF Stadium in Perth, Western Australia. And Blake, what a night it was. A fantastic night overall. Give us your thoughts on our main card here this evening.
Well, an action-packed card from top to bottom. I felt a lot of fight fans were sleeping on this card because there was no title fighting contention, but it was a premonition of sorts because a lot of our fighters ended up sleeping on this card.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And speaking of sleeping, let's talk about our first fight here this evening. It was Anthony Drilich taking on Michael Barber to open our main card.
And we are underway. Tanera Nathan cage side with Carl Noak once again.
Both these guys just feeling each other out right now. Both got a high guard. Looking a few fakes and feints. Very exciting matchup here. Nice low kick there, right around the back of the kneecap. Both guys just feeling each other out with kicks right now.
That's that pressure that Barber brings, but Drilich, look at this reversal.
Drilich very quick on the feet too, like the way he was able to get in there and nice to get underneath. Good footwork, good foot movement. Barber very crisp as well.
Once again, this matchup proudly brought to you by our friends at Ned's, taking it to the Ned's level. And just a reminder, if you do fancy yourself a wager, make sure you head over to the Ned's. Download the Ned's app for the latest odds and boost your odds in our fight multis on offer at neds.com.au.
No guy really.
Oh my goodness! Holy smokescreen! You've got to be kidding me!
Just like that. I was just about to say, no guy really committing to a shot. Anthony just lands the big shot on the chin.
Left-hand Kyle, that is dynamite.
Wow.
Barber's out. Oh man, have a look at
You didn't
this.
see it. Beautiful left hand over the top. Instantly out.
That is nasty.
Yeah, beautifully timed shot there. Michael Barber, his hands a little bit too low there as he threw a kick, was it?
Carl, in all honesty, I've got no idea.
I'm blinded by the big left.
I know it's shocking from me, but all I saw was a massive left hand out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, Michael Barber was out. It's good to see him, I guess, come back to consciousness.
Some great sportsmanship there, Anthony, making sure his opponent's all right. That was a nasty knockout.
That was filthy. My goodness, Anthony Drilich. What a way to get the main card started, Kyle.
For a bantamweight, that's a lot of power in his hands.
Right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings our first bout to an abrupt close, courtesy of the left hand from Anthony Drilich. And what a way to start the show here on UFC Fight Pass. You've got to give credit to Michael Barber. He came out hard and aggressive. Nonetheless, I think you're right, Kyle. He went to throw an outside leg kick and Drilich just timed it perfectly.
Perfect time. I'm waiting to see the replay. How long into the first round was that?
A little over a minute, possibly.
Wow.
It seemed like less, but it's good to see Michael Barber back to his feet. Let's have a look again. No, he just walked straight onto it.
Wow. Perfect timing there by Anthony.
That is one of the most violent finishes you will ever see here at Eternal MMA, and what a way to open the main card. Oh my gosh.
And who said the little guys don't have power?
Oh yeah, okay, wow.
Here we see it again. Beautiful. And Michael Barber almost walked himself into that one.
Yeah, well, he came straight onto it.
Yeah, Anthony was
Barber.
circling to his left, following him. Each time he made that little adjustment where he was able to get that angle and land that big left hand over the top.
Well, he landed it, and he is happy. Let's go inside down to Blake Richardson to make this victory official.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 1 minute 35 seconds of round number 1. Declaring your winner via knockout, Anthony Drillage!
Well, you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. It only took 95 seconds, just over a minute and a half, for Anthony Drillage to put an end to our first bout of our main card, and you can tell he's happy. Let's hear what he has to say. He's with Blake.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, I am here with your winner, Anthony Drillage. Anthony, what a way to kick off our main card here at Eternal 68. Congratulations, my friend. This is your second straight win in the Eternal Cage. Your last win at Eternal 66 was a close back and forth, went to a split decision. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that I don't think you wanted this fight to go to a decision. What was your intention coming in here?
That exactly. Yeah. Go in there and finish the fight.
Finish the fight, you did. I mean, we saw up on the big screen there, you timed that left overhand perfectly for the kick. Was that something you drilled in the training camp? Was that something you were working, or did you just see the opening as it presented itself?
This fight came up prepared for everything, really. Just saw it in the moment. I just sing it right now. Yeah, I didn't think about it, of course. It just happened. I just seen it and took it.
Took it, you did, my friend. Now listen, you are 4-1 as a pro. Okay, you've announced a deadly finish here in the bantamweight division. What aspirations, after a hiatus of a few years, what aspirations do you have in the Eternal bantamweight division?
Going down to flyweight, probably. Yeah, flyweight's going to get it.
Well, there we go. A chilling message for the flyweights of Eternal. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Anthony Drillage.
Thanks, everyone, for coming tonight. Thanks, Ben Vickers. Thanks to all the guys at Scrappy, DCA, all you guys, everyone backstage, Big Rick doing my raps, and everyone else. Thank you, guys.
One of the most brutal and violent knockouts you will ever see in Eternal MMA. Anthony Drillage making quick work of Michael Barber. I mean, thank goodness AHP was on site, fighter health and safety paramount here at Eternal 68, and we saw that here this evening. Wishing Michael Barber nothing but the best recovery. Looking forward to seeing him back soon. But the moment tonight, Blake, belonged to Anthony Drillage. Knockout of the night for sure.
I mean, who could have seen it coming? No one was sleeping on the talent of Anthony Drillage. We knew he had hands from his fights previous, but I mean, my goodness, that overhand left, timed perfectly, just stiffened Michael Barber, got the finish there, and a chilling announcement that he plans to move down a weight division.
Well, he said that too in his post-fight interview, didn't he? He said, well, I've fought at bantamweight, I want to move down and give the flyweights some trouble, and much trouble he shall give them. The bantamweights can take a sigh of relief. What's in store for our flyweights should Anthony Drillage make the move down to flyweight?
I mean, my goodness, it's unheard of, you know. Michael Barber was moving down from featherweight to bantamweight. Anthony Drillage, a usual bantamweight. You would think the power would belong with Barber, but my goodness, a sigh of relief for the bantamweights at Eternal and a chilling message sent to the flyweights of Eternal. I would not want to be in those rankings facing Anthony Drillage.
Well, me neither, and thank goodness that Anthony Drillage is well and truly in full form here at Eternal 68. Looking forward to seeing him back in action sooner than later. An incredible fight to say the least. Let's check in with Noakes Knowledge for further analysis on this fight.
Anthony Drillage versus Michael Barber was a good fight. Both guys very tentative at the start, trying to feel each other out. We saw hints of Anthony's game plan at the start where he'd circle away and Michael would chase him down and his hand would drop down. Later on in the fight, we see that game plan come into play when Michael would pressure Anthony. Anthony was able to circle away, land a left hand which dropped Michael, and then one big more shot at the end which actually ended up breaking Michael's jaw.
Our co-main event here at Eternal 68 in Perth, Western Australia, was the highly anticipated lightweight bout between Quillan Salkilde and Dom Marfan.
You by the official wagering partners of Eternal MMA, Nets.
And Dom Marfan automatically looking for that takedown straight away.
Great defense there thus far from Quillan. Nonetheless, he does go down. Huge thanks to Neds.
Nice little reversal there.
Partner of Eternal. Sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
No, sorry, T, I interrupted you, but it's an awesome little reversal there. I get too excited by the action.
No, me too. Strong hips from Sol Killed early on.
Quillen doing a good job, keeping his posture up nice and high, but he has to be careful inside the guard like Dom. Dom doing a good job now, wrapping that head up, looking for a high guard, trying to stop him from ground and pounding. Still looking for that triangle.
Well, he's no stranger to this position, is Dom Marfan. Quillen Sol Killed staying heavy, and this is a good spot for him. Big shots landing for Sol Killed early on.
Yeah, the ground and pound seems to nullify a lot of great jiu-jitsu guys, and I'm sure Dom's ready for it though.
Well, let's wait and see. Talking to Ben Vickers prior to tonight, he said this is the fight he's looking forward to the most. A lot of people sleeping on this fight, as they say in the industry, Carl. This one going under the radar nonetheless.
Yeah, not me, T. This is exciting. I've got goosebumps for this fight. I love this fight.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And Quillen's a young up-and-comer, and Dom's just phenomenal on the ground, so it's going to be a very technical fight by both these guys. See Dom always threatening with those legs. You see how high his guard is all the time. He's always threatening, whether it be a submission or trying to lock him down.
And look at this. Can he get back to his feet? Sol Killed doing a good job of just controlling Marfan as he looks to take the back, but he's got a leg, does Dom. Sol Killed, look at that guy. Look at the strength.
Yeah, great hips. He just needs to stuff that head a little bit more and he'll finish that takedown defense. Dom doing an awesome job. I'd like to see Quillen disengage here and start throwing some shots. Both guys just having a little breather. I think a lot of energy expended on that first little exchange on the ground.
Oh, absolutely. And you can hear the crowd getting behind their man, Quillen Sol Killed. And the team at LCA. Very popular in Perth, Carl.
Seems to be a crowd favourite so far.
I wonder why. With a guy like Romel Luistro in your corner, why wouldn't you be?
As Dom lands a nice little well-timed elbow there in the clinch. Dom's has good pressure here right here. Quillen's doing a great job.
Look at that.
Dom, beautiful hip toss.
But again, Carl, the reversal from Sol Killed. Wow.
And this is what I was talking about. The kid is explosive and he's just phenomenal to watch. He's going to be careful here, though. He goes for arm plata.
Look at that.
I think he's onto it, though.
Well, offensively, this is great from Marfan.
Yeah, Quillen doing a good job of controlling that leg, not letting him get his hips back. If he can just limp arm out. It's not really a position you want to be in, though, with a guy like Dom.
No, not at all. Not with that amount of leverage, I guess.
No.
And look at that transition. Well, there you go, that transition. Beautiful work by Sol Killed, and the crowd acknowledges. This is fantastic.
Very technical from both these guys.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, beautiful elbow, straight down the middle. Some heavy ground and pound.
And those are some big shots from Quillen Sol Killed.
Quillen looking to land some heavy ground and pound again here.
And again.
He's doing a great job of able to break free of Dom's grips and posture right up there. He does it again.
Gotta watch the up kicks. Those long legs of Dom Marfan, they can catch you from anywhere. What a round for both men, but you'd have to think, oh no, Quillen Sol Killed looking incredible in round number one.
Yeah, hard round to call. Both guys had their moments, both guys looked good, but Quillen, I'm very impressed with the way he was able to get out of every little tricky situation that Dom was able to put him into. Dom's an experienced ground guy, but Quillen just looked good everywhere. He didn't look like he looked comfortable the whole time, no matter what submission is. He just looked good. He looked comfortable. And Dom's transitions from omoplata to triangle, he's just quick. You can tell he's got that extensive background in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, absolutely indeed. Jitsi Club replay will tell the story, and big shots from the guard from Quillen Soul killed, but Dom Marfan, you're never safe like we see here.
And
beautiful reversal call.
Yeah, even though Quillen was hip toss there, he was able to take advantage of it and get on top. And there's that beautiful triangle defense there. It's like Quillen knew it was coming.
Oh, absolutely. Seconds down from round number 2. Pump up your odds by combining your favourite NBA markets, like to score 20+ points and to have 6+ rebounds. Take it to the Neds level at Neds. Round 2 underway. Quillen Soul killed, picking up where he left off in round 1, but it's Dom Marfan pressing the action early.
Yeah, you have to be careful with a guy like Dom. You can't get too comfortable on the feet or too comfortable anywhere, because he's always that one submission away from winning.
Indeed he is, and you saw, again, in his professional debut against Roy Armistead back at Eternal 64, a lot of people slated Roy to come in there and just pick Dom apart on the feet. Nonetheless, it was the superior grappling of Dom that managed to get him his victory on debut. He's looking for his second here tonight. Quillen Soul killed, proving to be a tough test. But whatever Elliot Compton said to Dom in the corner, looks like he's listening.
Yeah, I'm sure he had the best advice for Dom in the corner there with a guy like Elliot Compton. Dom just relentless with that pressure, looking for the takedown. Quillen doing a good job though. Every time he drops levels, bring him back up to his level, bring him back up chest to chest. Makes it hard for him to take him down. There you go, see him again, digging them underhooks, bring him back up to his level. Oh, nice kick there by Quillen. And again.
He's going body, body, head, both with his kicks and with strikes. But it's Marfan continuing to be relentless with this pressure in round 2.
Quillen, an awesome job there escaping. Dig for that underhook again, spin him against the cage and get off the cage. Nice there.
There's Soul killed, giving Marfan a bit of a taste of his own medicine temporarily there.
I think he turned to let Dom off, like push him away a little bit, and Dom just took advantage and snuck under for another little sneaky takedown there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's 2 from 2 in round 2, Kyle.
Nice underhooks again, bring him back up to that level. Then some nice little knees. You see him trying to disengage here.
Goodwin going to the body now. And there it is again. He fell for it again, Carl, but he's got the back. Wow.
Yeah, I'd like to see Quillen disengage here. He's getting the better in the striking. He picks him up and takes him for a ride.
He must have heard you and ignored you, Carl, because he's in a dominant position here. It looks like he's got the neck of Dom Marfan.
I'm glad he ignored me.
So is the crowd. Big shots from Soul killed. Marfan's got to move.
Yeah, Marfan can't take these shots.
Look at the
Big
corner
elbows.
of Soul killed. They are going wild here at the HBF Stadium.
Quillen wants to end this fight now.
Oh my goodness, how tough is Dom Marfan?
Well, both these guys are extremely tough.
Well, we said don't sleep on this co-main event, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see why. It's been non-stop from round 1.
Quillen doing a good job here. Though he's not in a great position to ground and pound, he's pretty safe still. Has to watch his legs here. straight back into heavy ground and pound again.
These are heavy shots, Kyle.
Yeah, I think he's got the confidence now inside that Dom's guard. He feels confident now to posture up and start landing some heavy ground and pound.
Well, he's pacing himself too. He's not going berserk when he finds an opening. He's picking his shots and he's landing successfully, Kyle.
Yeah, and that's what I talk about. A guy like Quillan, though he's only young in the sport, he's shown that composure, he's shown that experience of an older veteran fighter, and I really like this guy's style.
Absolutely.
So he looks for a submission of his own there. He's going for a guillotine.
Well, 10 seconds left. The question is can Marfan survive? He's got to fight those hands.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to quite have the leverage to get it, but
Big
still.
round for Quillan Sol. Killed Carl Noak. You can feel the momentum increasing for the hometown hero here in Perth.
Yeah, and we see Dom a little bit slow to get to his feet at the end of that round, so fatigue's starting to play a part for him here, I think, and Quillan's just going to build from that, and doesn't look like slowing down at all. You see Dom there leaning against Elliott.
He looks exhausted, Kyle.
He does, but you can never count a guy like him out, though. He could have that submission in the bag ready to go.
Absolutely.
Quillan, one little lapse of judgment, one little lapse of focus, and Dom will be all over him. This is just whether Quillan can stay focused for the next 5 minutes. He'll have the fight, but like I said, as Dom Marfan in there, it's not anyone else.
No, exactly. Seconds down from our third and final round, ladies and gentlemen, an all-new original comedy series, The Nosebleeds, is streaming now on YouTube and UFC Fight Pass. Tune in to see identical twin comedians Randy and Jason Sklar bring their brilliant blend of satire, fun, and deep appreciation for the UFC history as they dive deep into the UFC Fight Pass archives and provide comedic commentary. Third and final round, Carl Noak, head kick by Sol Killed lands.
Yeah, Quillan's picked it up another level here. The Dom's just eating every shot that he throws at him. Doesn't even look fazed by him. Quillan doing a good job here of controlling the distance a little bit better. He's not coming in Dom's range. He's staying out of range, striking. And now a beautiful combination there. He's putting that pressure on now.
Going to the body now.
What a body rip. Maybe watching Khan Dietta's fight earlier.
I don't doubt it.
But look at Dom still marching forward, just eating the shots. And there's that takedown.
There it is again, but Quillan, he saw it coming, anticipating it. It's 50-50. No, it's not. Marfan has control, Kyle.
Yeah, Marfan doing a great job there of climbing up his back, but Quillan ready for it. Look at him. Tom dragged him back to the ground. Quillan looks to explode out of here.
Look at this. Great work by Sol Killed. To the back now for Quillan Sol Killed. And he is just wearing on Dom Marfan.
He's just relentless with his pressure. He's relentless with his striking, his jiu-jitsu, everything. He's on point.
I mean, both these guys, you'd have to think it's well and truly in favour of Quillan Sol Killed, but I mean, Dom Marfan, he finds himself in a spot of bother and he manages to squeeze his way out like so, Kyle.
Yeah, Dom's just always in it though. He's like, Quillan's doing a great job, but Dom's dangerous. He still looks dangerous every time they hit the ground.
Indeed he does.
Quillan doing a good job there. He's got one hook in. Looking for that choke. Is that choke?
That's
wrapped up tight.
Yeah, this one's close. No, this one is over. And Quillan Sol Killed is victorious in our co-main event at Eternal 68. My goodness.
Quillan with a submission victory over Dom Marfan. That's a huge feather in his cap.
That is massive, Kyle. And the expression on the face of Coach Ramel Luistro tells the story. Quillan Sol Killed, victorious here in Perth.
Well, here we see his nice transition to take the back, got that deep hook in with the leg. waited for Dom to overreach with his arms, was able to wrap that rear naked choke up nice and tight, both hands behind the neck, behind the head. There's no way Dom was reaching to get those off.
Absolutely not, Carl. What a performance from Quillen Soul Killed. You got to give credit where it's due. Don Marfan, well and truly in this fight until the end, but you got to give the moment to Quillen Soul Killed. What a victory.
Yeah, phenomenal fight by Quillen. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. The last time I saw him fight, I was deeply impressed by him straight away. He's done the same thing. He's come out again. He showed heart. He showed resilience. He showed he's technical. He showed he's explosive. There's nothing this kid can't do.
Well, congratulations, Quillen and the team at LCA Luistro Combat Academy. And you can see Cam O'Neill paying his respects to Don Marfan for a fantastic fight. But it's the crowd that will let you know how they feel. Quillen Soul Killed on top of the cage, and rightly so. What a victory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go inside to Blake Richardson to make this one official. Here is your fight MC, Blake Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this bout at 2 minutes 23 seconds of round number 3, declaring your winner via submission due to a rear naked choke, Quillen Soul Killed.
What a co-main event. Both men take a bow. But there can only be one Carl Noak. And that one this evening in our co-main is Quillen Soul Killed. Congratulations to him and the team at LCA. It's all smiles for him and the team from Luistro Combat Academy. And I tell you what, this man is going to be a big problem for the rest of the lightweight division. He's with Blake.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Quillen Soul Killed. Quillen, listen to this crowd, my friend. You got a lot of support in the building tonight. Now, if anyone had any doubts as to why the co-main event of this evening was given to fighters in their second and third professional fight, you certainly answered that. This was a grappler's dream and a highly anticipated matchup. They said you were similar fighters heading into this, and we were curious who could impose their will. Well, you've shown that tonight. Were you surprised by the toughness and the grappling credentials of Don Marfan?
Not at all. I knew he was going to come in and put on the pressure straight off the bat, and anyone that can do that is always going to be a tough fight.
Well, you brought it to him, my friend. It was back and forth for the first 2 rounds, but the third round, it looked like you came out with a second win. What was said to you in between rounds?
Yeah, coach was just saying to me to pretty much try to keep it standing. I knew I had the striking advantage. I did plan to come in and get a knockout tonight, but sometimes you don't get what you want all the time, so the submission will do.
Well, you have announced your arrival in this lightweight division amongst the pros. If they don't know now, they know, Quillen. Where do you see yourself in the future of the lightweight division here at Eternal MMA?
I plan to be Eternal Lightweight Champion for sure. I'm hoping within the next 3-4 fights I'll get up there for a shot.
Well, with performances like tonight, Quillen, there's absolutely no doubt in our minds. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Quillen Soul Killed.
Well, Blake, the fight fans in attendance here at the HBF Stadium and those watching at home, they were certainly treated to what was the fight of the night here this evening. Give us your thoughts on the bout overall.
Well, this was a highly anticipated matchup in the lightweight division. Don Marfan and Quillen Soul Killed, regarded as very similar fighters, very similar game plans, games, I should say. They're high-level jiu-jitsu practitioners, and the question was who could implement their will and get it on their terms, and that question was answered tonight. Quillen Soul Killed locking up the submission victory in round number 3.
Well, back and forth they went between rounds 1 and 2. It was eventually Soul Killed who came through victorious, a submission victory in round 3, as you said. What's next for him? I mean, that lightweight division is absolutely stacked here at Eternal. What do you see for Quillen's future?
I mean, it's absolutely insane, the level of talent at these fighters at the pro level. Early in their careers, I suppose you could say that Quillen only in his 3rd professional bout, Don Marfan in his second, and they were the co-main event for good reason. The back and forth scrambles were incredible, so I think there's a lightweight championship in the future for either men.
An incredible fight to say the least. Let's check in with Noakes Knowledge for further analysis on this fight.
Dom versus Quillen was a phenomenal fight. It was a great back and forth fight between two high-level jiu-jitsu guys. Dom from the get-go came out hard and fast, was able to secure a takedown, and from then the action did not stop. We saw lots of reversals, we saw lots of ground and pound from Quillen. Quillen was able to take control of the fight a little bit with the ground and pound and wear Dom out for the later rounds. Towards the end, Quillen was able to reverse Dom, take his back. He was able to get one leg hook in, which stopped Dom from stepping out and being able to stand up. Once that happened, Quillen was able to secure the rear naked choke, was nice and high and tight, both hands behind his head. It was near impossible for Dom to defend, which initiated the tap in the end.
Blake, a fantastic night here at Eternal 68, the crowning jewel, our main event, Rod Costa versus Michael Manu, to determine who will become the Eternal Bantamweight #1 contender. Your thoughts on the fight overall?
Well, this was a highly anticipated matchup. It was the main event for a reason, a classic striker versus grappler matchup there, but ultimately we were waiting to see if the fan favourite and hometown hero, Rod Costa, could get it done on the challenger and the invading Michael Manu. He'd done it before, but we were waiting to see if he could do it again tonight.
Well, wait and see, we did. Let's take a look at what transpired during our main event between Rod Costa and Michael Manu.
I don't think Michael offers anything unique that I haven't seen. You know, I know he's good everywhere. At this point of my career, I train with guys that are good everywhere as well. I train with awesome boxers, wrestlers. I train with some of the best jiu-jitsu guys as well.
Costa is probably the best jiu-jitsu fighter I've faced in my career, but I think I can fight the perfect fight, be very clinical, and get the job done.
But there's nothing I think will surprise me. You know, it just depends how good he can put his skills together, how good I can put my skills together, and depends on the night.
I think my MMA game, MMA grappling, my wrestling, my striking, I think I'm just going to be too much for him too quick. I don't think he's going to be able to get his game going. And if it turns into a dogfight, I'm going to find a way to win.
I don't see any holes in Michael's game. I think obviously my jiu-jitsu will be a bit better. I think I'll have more experience in that area. You know, I think he can capitalize on a couple of mistakes he might do. But that doesn't mean he is a hole in his game. I think he's pretty well-rounded. I just think I'm better at the grappling aspect, you know.
He doesn't have the tools to be able to take the fight where he wants to with me, and my style is just going to be very sort of uncomfortable for him. He's going to feel uncomfortable early, and he's just going to have his toughness to rely on.
It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I fought guys that have more experience striking than me, and I ended up beating them striking, and I've been taken down by guys that shouldn't have been taking me down, you know. So I think it all comes to who's going to perform better on the night, who's more confident, and who's going to implement the game plan.
Rod's again, he's a very tough fighter. His toughness may carry him through, but I'm going to be in control every second of the fight.
I don't concern myself too much with rounds or this and that. It's too unpredictable. My goal is to take him down and finish him.
Final message to Costa would be bring your A game and let's have a good fight.
Michael, I hope you're ready for this fight. I'm going to come in hot. I'm going to finish you.
He comes to Perth with a record of 5 victories and just 2 defeats. Notable victories over Jamie Renoff and the man we saw earlier on tonight, who will most likely be awarded knockout of the night in Anthony Drillich. He went down to Michael Tobin back in 2018, and he's looking to follow the momentum from a victory over Jason Petropoulos over 3 years ago, rather. He returns to the Eternal Cage in our main event against his toughest test yet. Michael Manu has arrived at Eternal 68. Kyle Noak.
Yeah, Michael Manu is a phenomenal fighter. Now, I say he has great striking, he also has great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu, so it's not a striker versus a grappler. It's 2 mixed martial arts going into. Both these guys are all-rounded, both these guys have striking, both of them have jiu-jitsu, so it's a great matchup from every perspective that you want to look at this fight. It could be a good grappling match, it could be a good striking match, it could be a striker versus a grappler. I don't know how this fight's going to plan out, and that's what makes this fight so exciting.
It is exciting, Kyle, and the questions that we've asked, how this fight is going to be played out, taking a look at the odds on the Neds app, Both of these guys are practically paying the same odds, which means the bookies don't even know what's going to happen in this fight. The experts, as we say, don't know what's going to happen, and I think it makes for great anticipation as Michael Manu undertakes his final checks at the Victory Recovery Systems prep point. Looking forward to seeing him back in the cage after a 3-year-long layoff, and you can see in his corner my old commentary buddy from Melbourne in Callan Potter. No doubt he'll have plenty to say between rounds.
Absolutely, there's a wealth of knowledge there in Callan Potter. He's a great fighter in his own right as well. Mates all the way to UFC, fought there. Very good guy.
Well, let's wait and see. Michael Manu has entered the cage, but he's got a tough ask in front of him in the form of that man. Kickboxer Costa, they call him. Rod Costa, we'll call him. 5-4 as a professional. He's the final man to make the walk from Scrappy MMA to the cage this evening, headlining Eternal 68. And my goodness, listen to the crowd as Rod Costa arrives to the cage here at Eternal 68.
Yeah, I couldn't almost hear you there, T. The noise from this crowd's making for Rod Costa is phenomenal. There's no doubt who they've come to see tonight. And I can see why. He's a very exciting fighter. You know, he's charismatic. He turns it up for the cameras. He knows how to talk. But he really speaks for himself in the cage with his jiu-jitsu, with his striking, with his ability to fight inside there. I'm excited. He's one of my favourite fighters to watch. He's one of my favourite guys on Eternal, besides John Martin Fraser, obviously.
Shout out to the Eternal middleweight champion, John Fraser. Nonetheless, the focus returns to Rod Costa, chasing Eternal bantamweight glory in his own right. And you can see in the corner, head coach at Scrappy MMA, Ben Vickers, and former Eternal lightweight champion, Jack Becker. Good to see him back walking once again. He's a machine, old Jack Becker.
Oh, absolutely. Jack Becker is a phenomenal fighter as well. You know, I love watching that guy fight.
Absolutely. He's one of the best in the lightweight division throughout this country. As we take a look at Rod's record, he's beaten the who's who of Eternal MMA. Probably the most recent victories, the feathers in his cap, Justin, the Springbok Van Heerden, and Diego Pereira. We know how good those guys are, especially Justin, proving worthy of his next fight at Eternal 70. Stand by for more information. Nonetheless, Rod Costa went down to Jack Jenkins, challenging for that Eternal featherweight championship. He's dropped down to bantamweight to seek a fresh coat of paint here in a new division against a new opponent to make new statements. Can he do that tonight? Can he do that in front of his home crowd? Let's wait and see. Main event is upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. This one is set to be a barn burner. And for the final time this evening, here to set the table, we are ready to go. Here is Blake Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived for the main event of the evening here at Eternal 68 in beautiful Perth, Western Australia. This fight will be contested to determine the #1 contender spot in the Eternal bantamweight division over 5 5-minute rounds. And introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 61.6 kilograms and trains under Daniel Kelly out of Dominance MMA and Resilience Training Centre. Fighting out of Melbourne, Australia, with a professional record of 5 wins for 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Michael Manu! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 61.9 kilograms and trains under Ben Vickers at a Scrappy MMA and the Costa Academy. Fighting out of Perth, Western Australia, with a professional record of 5 wins for 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, make some noise for Rod Costa! And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Matt Wynn.
Goodness gracious me, you talk about an introduction. Blake Richardson, no one does it better. Tail of the tape and this bout proudly brought to you by Proper Number 12 Irish Whiskey. Costa, 8 years the elder of Manu. Everything else is quite similar. I won't say virtually identical. There are a few differences there. Carl Noak in height and reach in favour of Michael Manu. Nonetheless, look to kickboxer Costa to navigate his way around the advantages that Manu has here in this main event scheduled for 5-minute rounds. Tanir and Nathan cage side with Carl. No, Carl, what a way to finish here this evening.
And what energy from the crowd. Then I took my earphones off, just listened to the crowd. I think I blew an eardrum.
Absolutely, so did I. Once again, this matchup proudly brought to you by proper number 12 Irish whiskey.
Great start from Manu now. He's really controlling that distance. Nice combinations, going high, low, mixing it up already. There's this striking that I was talking about, Manu. He's very crisp on the feet.
I'm talking to head coach Ben Vickers of Scrappy MMA. So they've got a lot of respect for Michael Manu. It's just a matter of if Rod can get his hands on him, and when he does, look out.
Absolutely, and Rod making that cut down to bantamweight now as well.
Yeah, a big factor, Kyle.
Yeah, he said he wasn't cutting much weight to make the other weight, so this is a lot better, a lot more comfortable for him, a lot more natural. Rod got his hands up nice and high, he's ready. You can see when Rod's going to try and take this fight to the ground. Very hard. Michael Manu's got a very good stance on his. He's nice and low with his hips. He's not overcommitting to his shots. He's staying out of range.
Well, he looks fantastic on the feet, does Michael Manu.
Very sharp.
Once again, this bout to determine who will become the #1 contender in the Eternal Bantamweight division.
Rod lands his own shot there. Rod's starting to find his range now as well.
Well, we saw this against Jack Jenkins. He took a bit of punishment in that fight, but he just kept moving forward. And that's the thing about Rod Costa, is he's just so damn tough.
Oh, he's as tough as they come. And then the minute you slip, he's in on you and taking you down and looking for a submission.
Absolutely, and that's where I think Michael Manu, he can't switch off here. He looks good in round one as we approach the halfway mark. Nonetheless, like I said, Rod Costa being patient.
He is, and Rod's getting his own shots off. He seems to be snapping the head back of Michael Manu in the field.
There
he goes.
That's it.
Here's that pressure that we talked about now. Rod's going to look to advance his position here pretty quick. Got an inside knee slide there, maybe go to half or try and pull it out altogether and go to full mount. Michael Manu, nice and relaxed there.
And this is Rod's bread and butter, isn't it, Kyle?
Yeah, this is where the fight's going to play out best for Rod in this fight, I think, is try and get it to the ground. He's going to try and keep him here for the rest of this round, I think. Or look for a submission. I think Rod definitely looking for that full mount, though. He keeps reaching for that knee to peel it open a little bit. And they're doing a good job, though, of just locking his legs up, not letting Rod get at it any more advance.
Those are some serious shots there, I tell you. He doesn't want to take too many of those, as you can see the redness on the left side of Manu's body.
Yeah, you can see that blood really starting to pool up under the skin there. There's some heavy shots in there.
That.
I'll come back and play a big part later on in the fight.
1 minute. Let's go, Rod.
If we get to the later stages.
Well, let's wait and see. Oh my goodness, how smooth was that?
It's a good reversal. He's still in a bad position with his neck, but he's able to get out and start landing some shots again.
Well, very lucky for Michael Manu. He stayed calm and did everything right, because you don't want to get in too deep with Rod Costa. I'll tell you that much, bro.
Absolutely not.
Beautiful striking from Manu.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of picking Rod off from the distance. But Rod's marching forward still. Manu's nice and relaxed on the nice and relaxed on the outside.
Counter left lands flush from Manu, followed by a left hook and a high kick. My goodness, he's got it all tonight, Kyle Noak.
Yeah, great display by both guys. There's no doubt in this fight where Rod wants to take the fight and he wants it on the ground. It's just a difficult thing to do against a guy like Michael Manu.
Yeah, he's making it incredibly tough as it stands at round number 1. Nonetheless, it's exactly what we expected. An even matchup here in our main event. Jitsi Club replay, my apologies, tells the story. Off to a great start was Michael Manu until then.
Yeah, well, there's that one kick that was left out a little bit too long with a guy like Rod. He wrapped it up pretty quick and drove him to the ground. And here's that little guillotine attempt, but Michael Manu was just too good. He was ready for it. Interesting to see what adjustments that Rod's going to make from that first round to the second to try and get this fight back to the ground.
Well, let's wait and see. No doubt Jack Becker and Ben Vickers plenty to say in the corner of Rod Costa. And thank you for those tuning in to our main event via UFC Fight Pass, the world's premier combat sports streaming service with over 200 live events, the largest fight library in existence. Original shows and more. Sign up for an annual subscription at www.ufcfightpass.com/sign up. Back to the action here. Rod Costa, more pressure.
Yeah, straight back to that game that we know Rod's good at is that heavy pressure. Trying to make Michael make a mistake where he can take advantage of it and take him to the ground. Kickboxer Rod's having his moments as well, though.
Indeed he is, as he shoots in deep on a double and gets it, Kyle. That's big.
Beautiful timing there by Rod Costa. It's a matter of him taking advantage of it now. Doing a good job of wrapping them legs up. Them legs wrapped up in that tabletop position to be able to land some ground and pound or try to advance his position. Rod doing it good now, chest to chest pressure. Stopping Michael from coming up too high. Trapping that arm, taking away that post from Michael, but taking away his ability to stand up.
Look how strong Rod is in this position. Michael, no choice but to move.
Rod now will get into full mount.
Wow.
This is not a position you want to be in with a guy like Rod Costa.
Not at all. You take nothing away from the purple belt in Michael Manu. But it's like the old saying goes, there's levels to this, Kyle.
Absolutely. And Rod's really displaying that right now. He's not overcommitting with his ground and pound too much. I think his ground and pound's more to set up a submission. But they're landing and they're damaging shots. He's got his head wrapped up. Costa's wrapped his head up. He's not in any danger of getting reversed because he's so close to the cage. So he feels comfortable leaving that hand behind his neck there.
That's a great point, Kyle. The cage proving to be an ally of sorts for Rod Costa.
Rod in a great position here.
He's peppering away, posturing and looking for more power in his shots as he goes to the body again, that same side.
Rod doing a great job of controlling it. He's not giving up too much position. Michael Menu's moving around, Rod's just sort of floating on top, make sure he's got his hooks in, make sure he did everything right. It's great technical ability here by Rod Costa.
That's good defense from Manu.
Yeah, he did a great job there of getting back to half guard. But he's still on the ground with Rod Costa, so
yeah,
out of the pot and into the fire, as they say.
Yeah.
Nice short chop and elbows there from Rod Costa.
Well, he's managed to upset the crowd here in recent times, as Michael Manu. Doesn't seem to be the case here in our main event tonight. The hometown hero giving the crowd plenty to cheer for as we approach the 90-second mark of round number 2. Incredibly dominant is Rod Costa.
Yeah, those elbows are doing a lot of damage as well. Short chopping elbows. It's Rod now looking for a guillotine, hit that arm in, guillotine. Hard to perform, hard to finish from mount, but a guy like Rod, I'm sure it's going to be easy work if he can get it.
Well, let's wait and see.
It's on pretty tight.
That is on very tight, Carl.
You know it's always tight when you see the guy's legs moving around.
Oh
There it is!
my goodness, Rod Costa! By submission!
Awesome work by Rod Costa.
Rod Costa is back, ladies and gentlemen. And in a big way, Connor. Wow!
Eternal have their #1 contender now for sure in Rod Costa.
What a way to introduce yourself to the bantamweight division. And don't the crowd know it here at Eternal 68. Rod Costa, too good.
Yeah, once he got that fight to the ground, you could tell he was comfortable there. He looked good. He was hunting for submissions. He had the best position every time. He didn't put himself too far out of position. Ground and pound was slick. Everything was on point, and then just look for that submission. He got that arm in guillotine from Mount. Beautiful work from Rod.
Congratulations, Rod Costa. You are the #1 contender in Eternal's bantamweight division, and a message to the champion. My goodness, let's take a look, Carl. Jitsu Club replay, you tell the story.
Yeah, Rod Costa again, just slipping out of that half guard, straight into full mount there, nice and tight, wrapped up around the head. And like I said, when you see the guy's legs more flailing around like that, the corner should be yelling to crank that squeeze on, because it's pretty close to near the end.
And boy, isn't he happy to be back in the winning column in a new division as well. And right back to the top of the pecking order, #1 contender, Eternal bantamweight strap away to Rod Costa.
Straight away, ready, straight to the top. He's the hungry up-and-coming. He's looking for the king of the division, and he's ready for that shot.
He most definitely is ready. No doubt the Eternal bantamweight champion, Sean Etchell, will be watching very closely here tonight at Eternal 68. For the last time this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we go to Blake Richardson to make our main event results official.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 4 minutes and 4 seconds of round #2, declaring your winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Rod Costa!
He got it done, ladies and gentlemen. Your new #1 contender in the Eternal bantamweight division. It's Rod Costa, and he's here with Blake Richardson after he takes his post-fight acceleration photos. That man right there's a big problem, Carno.
Oh, absolutely. You see him pointing. He's so happy with his cut to bantamweight. I didn't know whether he was pointing for a belt or he's pointing at his abs, but I figured it out. He was pointing at his abs, letting the crowd know he's got abs now.
Well, either way, he's a happy man. He's Rod Costa, and he is with Blake Richardson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner and now #1 contender in the Eternal bantamweight division, Rod Costa. Rod, listen to this crowd. You got a lot of love in the building, my friend. Rod, everybody knows that you're a dangerous submission artist, but you're also the recipient and winner of Knockout of the Year at Eternal last year. So if your opponents, when it comes to your hands, if they doubt, they go out. But ultimately, you've gone back to your roots and gotten the beautiful guillotine choke. What was your intention coming in the cage tonight, and do you feel that you did it?
Yeah, so I had a completely different game plan for tonight. I just wanted to be a little bit more aggressive in the first round. I normally wait around, and I think that's why I lost the Jenkins fight. I let him damage me too much in the beginning. So I didn't really care too much about the result. Obviously, I want to win, but I just wanted to be a little bit more aggressive. I still got work to do, but I think we did that. First round.
We definitely saw an improvement that ultimately led to the finish in round 2. Now, this is your first fight at bantamweight, moving down from featherweight. The vacant title is being contested later on at Eternal 70 at featherweight between Justin Van Heerden and Khan Olfi. Now, arguably, the winner of that match, you deserve a shot at that. Do you still have aspirations to go to featherweight and bantamweight?
I got two final things. One, I think it should be illegal for me to fight a bantamweight. I'm too strong at this weight. And second of all, I already beat Khan, I already beat Van Heerden. I think I like that matchup. I think Khan's a coward, so he's going to lose. So I think that match between me and Van Heerden is a good option, or the bantamweight title, whatever the boss wants, we'll go. Thank you. Thanks for announcing me, man. You're the best.
It is my absolute pleasure, my friend. One more time, let's do it for your winner, Rod Costa!
Well, there you have it. Rod Costa, the #1 contender in the eternal bantamweight division. And what a way to do it against a guy like Michael Manu. He opened up quite well, did Michael, landing some very good, significant strikes early on in round #1, but round 2 was all Rod Costa. Quick work in round 2.
Absolutely. Michael looked incredible on the feet. He was poised, he was landing his shots. Costa showing his usual composure, poising it, nothing really damaging and getting through. But going back to his old roots, really turning it on, showing some more aggression in the start of round 2, ultimately getting the fight to the ground and syncing up the old traditional guillotine choke to finish the fight.
Well, in pure Rod Costa fashion, he got it done here at the HBF Stadium in Perth, Western Australia. Looking forward to seeing Kickboxer Costa challenge for that eternal Bantamweight Championship. Another incredible night here at Eternal 68 from Perth. Thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, for Eternal Playback. We'll see you next time. Until then, it's good night and bye for now.